Okay, so I did go from ER to L&D, and I'm gonna tell you how that happened. So I started applying to jobs like back in December of last year, like 6 months before I graduated, because they were like, you can start applying 6 months ahead of time. So I did. From December to like May, I only had like two solid job offers, and I only got to shadow at one unit, and it was like a trauma unit. And it was like more of a rehab trauma unit, and I immediately didn't like that. That was just like, okay, I'm not doing that. And I accepted the ER position, and I accepted that like back in March before I graduated. And I had called them. I was like, I wanted to shadow to see if it was a good fit, but somehow I didn't get to shadow. So my first time even been on that unit and at that hospital was the day I started, and I didn't like it. And and then that's when, like 2 weeks or a week and a half after that, where I wanted to be, where I thought I wanted to be, which was L&D, they had offered me a job, and I had applied there back in like February, and they're just now calling me back in June. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a sign. Let me try. And they didn't let me shadow there either. Had I shadow, I probably wouldn't have chose there either, because it's not like a regular L&D. It was a high risk L&D. So I didn't like it, and I was there for about 6 or 7 weeks. So this was really recent. I really left the L&D recently. But this time I was like, let me stay at this hospital, but let me see if I can get in touch with the recruiter and tell them how I feel, what I'm looking for. So this time I shadowed in like three different units, and I got a feel for what I liked. I told them I don't like the high acuity level. I wanted something a little bit more, something that I can keep up with, something I don't have pre-shift anxiety at. And they were all like, one was a med surge, one was a one was some type of surgical step down, and the other was mother baby. And mother baby, they were full. They weren't accepting anybody else new. And then the med surge, I shadowed there, and I loved it. I loved it so much. The people were so sweet. The people, I met the people that precepted new grads, and they were so calm. Their demeanor, like everything, I was like, this is the one. So I kind of been in a type of med surge ever since, and I love it. But I don't want to talk too much about it, because obviously when you're too excited about things, it does a complete 360 on you. So yeah,